I had it on the wrong window. Hang on. My phone's going nuts. Okay, here we go. Boom. Let's see here. So I'm just trying to get some stuffs up. Some stuffs. Where's Holly? Is Holly coming, Mom? Here, we're gonna start recording. 1 second, okay? I didn't start recording yet, so. I did it again. I went to that. Okay. Okay. Do 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 do. Boo do 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 do. There we go. Okay, here we go. It's buffering? I mean, I'm sorry, that's on your end. It's not doing it here. Yeah, that's something on your end there, Mom. You have to plug it directly into the internet. Okay. Okay, try refreshing, see if that helps. There. Okay, where's my card? Where's my card? How far can we see off to that side? You can't, okay. Yeah, you can refresh. Yeah, you could always come in and come back, or you could hit like the little arrows that go in a circle. That's refreshing. You know, it's funny. I'm seeing it, doing it every once in a while here now, buffering. And it's weird. I have a theory as to why it's doing that. Because I have another account, right? And my other account is for gaming, and it never buffers. And I play video games, and that's running my computer at the max. I'm thinking that it's buffering because I'm not affiliate. Or it could be because of the browser you're on. Try using... You're on Edge, right? If you're on Edge, you should be okay. Because I'm not seeing any problems on the Edge one. I'm going to go check right now. Yeah, I'm not having any problems on Edge. And let's check Google. Google seems to be okay too. Okay, we're golden. Does everybody have their supplies? Even if you don't, you're just here to watch. That's cool. You can just watch too. That's fine. I do. So this channel is Crystal Stamp. That's just the name of this channel. My name's Crystal. Now, I usually do like a little chat session like this in case anybody has questions before and after the card. We'll make one card. I'll show you what it looks like beforehand, and then we'll make it together. And then bada boom, bada bing, you will have one card. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm not going to force anyone to buy a product. None of that stuff. I'm showing you what I use out of the catalogs to make this product. And if you want to purchase the product, that's great. You can. Now, I am a demonstrator from my area. So even if you go to my website, you might not be able to get the products off of me directly. You might have to pick a demonstrator in your area. Or you can use products similar. You know, if whatever you have on hand, you go to Michael's. I am providing the video, and I am showing what I use through Stampin' Up. All right. So this is the card we're going to be making today. You'll get a better view of it once it's over at my desk here, and we're making it together. So, anyways, we are going to get started. Give me like a minute or two. I'm just going to get the product over to my table. It's already all cut up and everything. If you're looking for the measurements, I need to get some shortcuts. I don't have a bot or anything set up on this channel. Once I'm on it more often, I will. So, if you go to, well, actually, if you click on the, if you scroll down at the bottom, you'll see the Facebook, my shop, all that stuff. If you go to Facebook, it'll have all the measurements for today's project in the event for today. Okay, again, if you have any questions, pop them up in chat. I'm going to have my phone with me over here so that I could see chat, because my computer's over here. And it's hard for me to see from there because I got glasses. And yeah, let's get that started. I'll be right back in like 3 minutes. Yeah, sorry, Mom. That's a thing on your end. I can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. Sorry, just move my chair out of the way here. Okay. Should have something to stand my phone up. Let's do this for now. I know you can't see that, but I can, so I need it for the chat. Okay, so how's this lighting working? Usually I would have like double light setup, but my floodlights make me really warm. So I'm trying it without the floodlights this time around. Put my coffee here. So this is the cute little card we're going to be making today. Show it off a bit. Okay. I'm going to give you the measurements, the colors, and the product that I used to make this specific card. Uh, Most of my cards, I would say about 90% of my cards always end up either like this or like this in this size. And the size we always end up in is 4¼ by 5½. So whether that's like this or like this. I do it that way because it fits perfectly in the envelopes and they're easier to send out, and you're able to get 2 cards out of 1 piece of cardstock this way, because most cardstocks are 8½ by 11. Okie dokie. This one here is going to open like this. Okay, so this is because Stampin' Up! Has their own color families. Excuse me. And this color here is a light blue, and this is our balmy blue, it's called. We have paper stock, ink, anything in Stampin' Up! Matches, whether it's ribbon, ink. So if you have OCD, it's great. Okay, so let's get the measurements for this. Let's just put this off to the side right here. Okay. Coolio. This is my little journal that I keep all my measurements in. And I keep a little empty CD case that I keep the extras in that I measured for the class today. So, the balmy blue, the base, the cardstock that we're going to be using, you need a piece that measures 4¼ by 11. I'm going to make a score mark at the 5½ mark right here. Then you would fold that in half. And then I like making sure the crease is nice and flat by using a bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, you could use a ruler or a credit card. That keeps it nice and flat. The next piece is a piece of white. Sorry, a piece of silver. And it's a piece of silver foil. If you have gold, blue, whatever you have on hand. If you don't have foil, you can use glitter paper or just a different color other than the blue or white. This guy measures 5 inches by 3¾ The next piece that you'll need, sorry, that was 5¼ by 4 inches. My bad. 5¼ by 4 inches. The white that's going to be going over this is 5 inches by 3¾ So this is 5¼ by 4 inches, the silver. The white is 5 inches by 3¾ The next piece is another piece of foil. This is what our sentiment's going to be going over. And this is 1½ by 3½. 1½ by 3½. Piece of white that's going over that is going to be 1¼ by 3¼ Then on hand I have scraps of the silver and I have scraps of the balmy blue. Okay. So I'm just going to grab my big shot because that's the first thing we're going to start with. I'm going to put this aside over here. Hi, Holly. trying to grab my coffee here. One sec. Okay, so for those who don't know, the Big Shot is a paper cutting tool. It's not something that Stampin' Up! Sells anymore, but you can get them through Sizzix or online or Michael's, craft stores usually. Anyways, we have a different cutting tool. I don't have it just because I have a Big Shot and that's enough for me right now. Okay, it's fairly big. It goes across, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see if I can make this go higher. Okay, I'll put more of this in frame the best I can. Okay, so this is a magnetic platform. It's going to keep my framelit in place, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. So the framelit we're using today, or framelits, is called So Many Flakes. So Many Flakes dies, sorry. Oh, I'll stuck them to the magnets like a special person. Okay. So, this is one of the frames. This would cut out in that pattern. I'm going to need, this guy for the blue after. It's just stuck with tape. There we go. So here's this guy. I'm going to put him aside because I'm going to need him. And I'm going to need, because these are the other pieces it comes with. I want this little guy here. And then I want this big guy here. Put that aside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make what's called a sandwich. Is this my Christmas card? Could be. So I'm going to put the piece of white paper down. And I'm going to, so like this one here, I don't center it. It's not centered. I put it more towards the top. Okay? So, I'm going to put it as close to the top as I can. And the magnetic platform is going to keep this in place for me. Now I'm going to roll it through in my sandwich because I got to put another piece of my sandwich together. This is an acrylic. And see, I sandwich it like that so it's not going to move. And I'm going to put it through the Big Shot a few times so that it cuts out all the little pieces. You want that set? Yeah, it's a nice set. Okay. So I'm going to start it up here. I like putting it through a few times. And the paper and ink and foil. Woo! That hurt my ear. I think I just broke the acrylic. Which is fine. I got more. Yeah, I totally did. See? It has a big crack. That's funny. Usually, Margaret, one of my regulars, she usually breaks my acrylics. And they take years to break, though. Okay, so that guy's all cut out. I'm going to cut him out a little bit. There's a few pieces that are giving me a hard time there. So all I'm going to do, because it's already kind of cut out, see, he just kind of snaps back in there. Oh my god, that was loud. My ear's still ringing from that. Okay. Put him through. Did you hear that loud snap? I'm sure you did. You don't usually have to do it this many times. I just like to because I want to get all the little pieces of paper out. Okay. So there we go. See? I'm just going to take a little... I have a brush, so I'll show you. Let's move some stuff over here, because I am going to need this very shortly for the other snowflakes. I just, remember, if you have like a pacemaker or anything like that, don't keep your platform near you, and don't put your magnetic platforms near your phones. Where's my blue bin? Oh, here. Okay. So, I'm just going to take this dude. This is like a piercing pad. It's the wrong pad for this, but it's supposed to get all little pieces out. There we go. Loosen them up. I always go back to the paper piercer anyways, just because these pieces are so little, but it takes like no time. Because they're so loose now from the amount of times I went through it. Pretty, right? Alright, we're going to put that guy aside. Dump all this paper in the blue bin thing. It's just a negative snowflake, basically, yeah. They're mostly negative snowflakes in that set. I'll show you in a sec here. But you do have a few that aren't. Like, we're using this guy that created a negative snowflake. But these ones here, they cut out snowflakes. Same thing with these ones. It's just the biggest one that creates a negative snowflake. These guys here, these two cut out snowflakes. And then these guys also all cut out snowflakes. Okay, so let's actually put him back in here. And we're going to cut out the other two bad boys. So I'm going to bring the big shot back up, and we're going to do two pieces at once. So, this guy, sorry, magnetic platform again. Best we can. And then our samage. No, that's the broken one. Okay. And the broken one I'm just going to put in the recycling bin because it's just plastic. So we're going to put these guys sideways. I'm just going to stack. That's the right one. No, I knew I grabbed one that was too small. It's going to be the other one. Yeah, it's this one here. Okay. Like, you can use whatever snowflake you want, but I wanted specific ones. Specific. Okay. And then silver. So I got the little guy on the silver, and I got this medium one on the blue here. Again, we're going to roll these through a few times. Let's check and see if it cut all the way through the way I wanted to. Oh yeah. This little guy too? Oh yeah, he's on there. Okay. Let's put these guys aside. The big shot out of the way here. Whoops. I kind of need him. He's a little stuck. One sec here. So one little detail is stuck. Yeah, there. It's like they're all like, you know, like when you're putting puzzle pieces together and they get stuck. Okay. Get him out of the way. I'm just gonna get the little pieces out. He came out. Just gonna put these guys away. Okay. First things first. So the size of this silver is the 5 1/4. Sorry, the 4 inches by 5 1/4. If you have a piece of white paper, that's what I usually stick inside the card, the same size as this silver. It leaves a nice border around that. And then you're able to, you know, write on here, stamp another sentiment, decorate that. But we're just worrying about the outside. You guys can decorate the inside any way you want. So, for this guy, I'm going to get some snail. So that's just some 2-way tape or some glue, whatever you have. I'm going to center this. I'm going to make sure it opens this way. Just like that. Okay. And then we're going to work on this guy. He's going to be lifted up a bit. So for him, I'm going to take some of my dimensionals. Dimensionals are like little pieces of adhesive that have a bit of lift to them, like a sponge, and it makes it so that stuff sticks up. I'm going to put a big one in this corner. This corner. All 4 corners. And then, in the center, I'm going to take a mini one and put the mini one in the middle. And it's just so, because a lot of these bigger cards, they tend to sag when they don't have support. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it some support. We're putting a little one, just like that in the middle. It's going to get covered up by the other snowflake we're putting there anyways. I'm going to peel all these guys off. Center this. And a piece of paper sticking up on this one. There we go. There, now it has some dimension. See? It sticks up. Okay. For these guys, this is what we're going to do. Need some, I have a fine tip glue pen. You can use whatever liquid glue you have on hand. I like using these guys. think I put my cap on too tight last time. There we go. I did too. So this has a needle-like end. You see it? Just going to... Let's bring this guy back down. That's better. And I'm going to center him with the other snowflake, but offset the points. So I don't want the points lining up with this point. I want points in between, if that makes sense. To me? That's what we got so far. And another sip of coffee. Okay. We're going to do the same to our little silver friend. Okay. Again, I'm going to line it up with the big guy this time. That's what we have there. So he's centered in the middle of the blue centered in the middle of the big guy. So far, that's what we have. Okay. So, to close this guy, I like to make sure I wipe it first there. But there's a little needle in the cap. And I will insert the needle back in and slowly push down on the cover. And then twist it. And that keeps the needle from getting clogged up with the liquid. Okay? Okay. Next, we're going to stamp our sentiment. And the sentiment is from the Snowflake set that goes with that die set. So you got some snowflakes. Okay. You got a few little sayings. You got Happy Hanukkah, May your season sparkle, thank you so much, Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas, our friendship is one of a kind, you know, like a snowflake. In the coldest moments of the year, my heart is warm because you're near. Cute. And they are polyfilmer, so they are clear. Easy to see through, easy to move around. Bingo bango. We're going to be using the Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas one. You guys can use whatever you want. And we're going to be doing that in the color Balmy Blue, which matches our paper. I'm just going to get my block out because these stick to blocks. So, take this clear, that's an acrylic block. I'm just going to get the sentiment. And And just kind of place it on the block nicely. So the sentiment I'm going to put on my paper piercer pad, which is, I get through Stampin' Up, but I like using it for this here. It's meant for piercing stuff, but I use it as support behind this because it allows for a better image when you're pushing down. Whereas a flat surface doesn't have any give, so you don't get that nice first stamp. Just gonna put this like that. Okay. Now, no rocking of the block. It's a tapping motion we're looking for. Straight up and down. If you rock it, you're going to get ink all the way around the edges. Same thing when you stamp. So when you stamp, it's a straight up and down motion. No rocking. If I were to rock the block, you're going to get the ink from around the edges. And then, boom. Okay. And this just closes. This one's newer, so it's a little stiff, but once they get going, that's it. So this guy here, I'm just going to stick to the silver. I'm going to grab my snail. I'm going to center this the best I can. And just like this piece of cardstock here, I'm going to put some dimensionals. And I have a trick for this one too. So I'm going to use like just these edges, right? I'm not going to put it right at the edge because it'll sag in the middle. So I'm going to go about midway. I'm just tearing off so we don't waste anything. Just like that. Need a nail for this part. Let's peel this back. Peel that back. And then right about there. There we go. That's it. And then you would put your piece of cardstock on the inside. You could always put like a little band here that you could glue to put like a gift card in or money or whatever. But that's it. I wanted a nice, simple, quick card that you could make a bunch of out of stuff that you have at home to make quite a few cards. And then that way these are easy to make. Kind of like if you knew the night before or something, you're like, oh my god, I didn't make any Christmas cards. I got people coming over and I need some. This would be something quick to do. And you can do a bunch of them. So the name of that stamp set, if you're interested or you're looking to get something similar to it, is Snowflake Wishes. And the name of the Thinlits was So Many Snowflakes Dies. I'm just going to move that up here a bit. I'm going to clean my stamp. And I really like them. They used to be a bundled set when they first came out, but they're not a bundle anymore. See, I just clean, come off the block. And the color of blue that we use again is Balmy Blue for both the paper and the ink. Excuse me. Need more coffee apparently. And that's it, man. Just gonna leave that up for a few more seconds. I'll just like so. Now I gotta throw an acrylic. we have any questions for that card? Remember, the measurements are always in the Facebook group, and you could always go back to the Facebook group to previous events and look at the measurements. Usually I tell you what they are in the video anyways. I will be highlighting this video for Twitch and leaving it there. I'll also be reposting it to YouTube for people who missed out on there. There's always a list of supplies I use too in the information sheet. Just leaving it there in case anyone's trying to catch up. No questions? I'm going to bring us over to the just chatting section of the stream. And I'll hang out with you guys there for a few minutes. There we go. That one's cute, eh? Oh. Yeah, I like that card. It's cute and simple. And you could do that with stars. It doesn't have to be snowflakes. But you could do that one with stars. Yeah, that one was really quick. There wasn't a lot to do to it. I really wanted something that was quick and simple to do for the Christmas holidays. Or just holiday season in general. You did stars? Cool. You'll have to post it in the Facebook group, Mom. Sorry, I'm messing around with the microphone. I'm sorry if it's hurting your ears. Yeah, I just wanted something that was easy for people to do, that were kind of like in a rush, in a hurry. And it's an easy one to go back and watch. Like, how long have we been streaming? We haven't been streaming very long. 52 minutes, and not all of that was making the actual card. Is there any questions? Don't know if I want to post. It's all good, whatever. I am just fixing. I had to extend my microphone wire, and now it's kind of in the way. Just fixing that. Okay, there we go. Just don't want to be stepping on it. And let me. Yeah, so something like that you could pump out fairly easy. I gotta take these glasses off for a minute. I'm getting a headache. Post it, Mom. That's what Holly's saying. Ah, that's why my butt's hurting. I'm sitting on the broken acrylic. Look at this. So, I don't know who has any Stampin' Up! Products, but this is my... So I've been doing this for a long time. This is the third one that I've broken. Third. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? So if you wanted to make a bunch, you wanted to be sitting there for hours and hours on end, you know, kind of like doing something that's tedious. So something like this is easy to pump out quite quickly. Stay. Oh man. And you know, like even if you're just sitting there one night and you're like, I want to make, let's say you wanted to make 20 cards. Okay. All you would need was 10 pieces of paper, because one piece of paper will give you 2 folds. And so you get all that done one night, and then even just cutting out and stamping your sentiment. You could do something, you know, a few things each night, and then one night spend the night just putting them together, and then boom, you got 20 cards. Done. You know what I mean? Easy. So I have those two. I think in July we made the snowman cards. The next thing I want to do, the next class before Christmas. Oh, excuse me. I had plans on doing more cards, but a lot of the supplies is taking quite long to get to Canada from over the border. We put through orders for everybody. You know, a lot of ladies made orders in my local area, and I just got some of their orders Friday. I have to put them together, and I make tags and I decorate all that and everything. But there's a lot of their stuff on back order, so I'm still waiting for that to come in. That stuff alone, right? So I still have to wait for that to even give them their orders. Unfortunately, some of the stuff that I ordered was also in that order. So I couldn't even make any of the Christmas cards I planned because I'm still waiting for it. So I figured, you know what? Because I have the deer punch. Not the deer punch. I have the deer stamp set that's in the holiday catalog. The only problem is I don't have the deer punch. So I figured, you know what? Maybe we'll make tags. You know, like if you had wine bottles or just gifts or something, you wanted to add a tag to something. I'm like, maybe I'll add tag. We'll do tags, and that'll be one of the last things to do for Christmas, like last minute tags or something. So I think that's what we'll do. Because I don't know how many people would be making cards right before Christmas, so we'd have to see. Any questions? If there's no questions, we're going to end it here. And it's funny because I did originally plan to have more cards. We're all good? Okay, cool. So, if there is any following questions after this, feel free to send me a message in Facebook, even on here. I do check it. But yeah, in the Facebook group, you can post your questions there. And we'll go from there. So until next time, bye everybody. Take care.